Okay, folks, it's Mike's Instant Movie Review, and kind of made me sad today. One of my subscribers was so fearful of going to the movies, and I don't know if he was being sarcastic or trying to be humorous, but got into a little Twitter thing where he was expressing his fear of this worldwide situation. Well, I don't know. Last time I checked, there was a vaccine that we're all supposed to take that's supposed to lower the odds. And granted, nothing's perfect, right? But to live in fear is not the way that Mike Messier lives. Get a vaccine, put a fucking mask on your face, do both, or just take your goddamn chances, is my retort. But I'm not going to just sit in an attic and watch the world go by. I'm sorry. I just can't live like that. I have to go out. I have to be me. And I encourage you folks to be yourselves. So, this is a double header. My good buddy checking in, Bailey Mack. Nice to see you, buddy. No spoilers. This is a wrestling spoiler-free zone because, Bailey, the thing with me, buddy, is I could have gone to a place tonight and watched this NXT show, but I, first and foremost, am a creator of worlds myself, and I need inspiration. I need to fuel the machine of my mind. And this film that I saw tonight at this wonderful movie theater will help to do that, I believe. Very well done. I guess you'd call it a psychological horror, although I don't know. I mean, if you think of the movie, we're talking about two movies tonight, Bailey. So the first one is the one that I just saw, The Night House, starring Rebecca Hall. Now, I first heard of Rebecca Hall, Vicky Barcelona Madrid, was that what it was called? Just a movie. Scarlett Johansson, Penelope Cruz, and Rebecca Hall. Now, that's quite a lineup of femme fatales, female actresses, wonderful women. In great movie. I mean, how jealous is everybody of that guy that's in the movie with those three? But flash forward 15 years, I can't say all the movies Rebecca Hall's been in. I'm sure she's been in many, but she really carries this thing beat for beat, note for note. And, you know, I predicted last week that Jennifer Hudson will probably get the Oscar nomination and most likely the Oscar win for her portrayal of Aretha Franklin in Respect. I do feel that this performance by Rebecca Hall in many ways is as equally as good, if not, I don't want to say superior, but just equally as good in a different way. But because of the nature of these films, Respect is a movie that will win Oscars. And unfortunately, a really great psychological film like this one I just saw, it's just not an Oscar winning type of movie. But for horror fans or people that like psychology and dark themes of suicide and scariness and murder, this is the type of movie you're gonna like. So I really have to give it up to this Rebecca Hall lady. Like I said, I remember her fondly from Barcelona, Madrid, Vicky, whatever the fuck. This movie, this movie will have you thinking, folks, and I can tell that it's not doing huge box office. This movie, The Night House, but it's really a goddamn good movie, and I think it'll scare you if you like scary stuff. And if you don't, I mean, it's not like I saw a lot of movies the last week. The one with Maggie Q, great female performance. These women are coming on strong in the movies the last week and a half. Maggie Q in The Protege, Rebecca Hall in this, Aretha Franklin in Respect. All these women are doing wonderful movies. So really awesome. But this movie, if you're into the dark stuff, if you're into psychology, you're gonna like this movie, The Night House. I wouldn't say it's gruesome, but there's some moments. I mean, if I had to put my finger on it, I would say In the Spirit of the Others, Nicole Kidman. Still with me there, Bailey? Or maybe not. Who knows? Now then, so I really am putting over this movie, The Night House. I just think it's a great movie. The other film to discuss, I saw a few nights ago, actually Friday night. Today is Sunday night. Reminiscence. A little bit harder for me to wrap my head around this. I think for the sci-fi fans, Reminiscence might be something that calls to mind. Was it Dark City? Was that the movie with Jennifer Connelly about 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago? Dark City or whatever the fuck. Um, and also a tinge of Blade Runner, if you remember. Now, I'm putting this film Reminiscence in some high company. I'm not sure if it quite lives up to those standards of excellence. But if you're into sci-fi stuff, Hugh Jackman, many recall as the Wolverine. He was also in a movie, I think it was called Australia, once again with Nicole Kidman, that I didn't particularly like. But the movie Reminiscence, it's a good movie. It's a little brainy, which is fine. Uh, like you said, a little Blade Runner here, a little Dark City there. It's got some interesting elements. So, gorgeous female who I got my movies confused because I was looking at Reminiscence on these apps at the same time I was looking at this the Night House, and I thought Rebecca Hall was in the other movie Reminiscence. She's not, but I think the woman in Reminiscence, if I'm not mistaken, her name is Jennifer or fucking Rebecca, another person, Jennifer Goldman or some such thing. I can't keep them all straight, folks. There's too many people with too many names, and I'm only one guy. I don't have a Rolodex with names in front of me to remember all these Hollywood actors' names. But I did like Reminiscence as well. This is not. This is just a double review or a double Mike's reaction, double Mike's instant movie review by coincidence. It's not. There's no correlation between these two films other than that I saw them both around the same time, and I feel that both of these movies are not the big Jungle Cruise or the big Suicide Squad or the big Black Widow or the big this or the big that. These movies might be under the radar, but they're playing at your local theater or theater, as you might say. And I enjoyed both films. I, for whatever the fuck reason, would probably say I liked this one a little bit better, The Night House. I got to give a standing O to Rebecca Hall. Really did a wonderful job in this thing, carrying the movie. Now, like I said, there's some themes in this film of suicide and all types of dark things. So if you're a sensitive person, or if you're coming from a funeral or something, or if you've had a rough day and you can't deal with these hardcore elements, maybe the Night House is not for you. I mean, you need to go in there with a strong mental mind and a strong spirit, because there's some fucking edgy stuff in here, folks. We're not kidding around anymore. We're not playing Charles Schultz and Garfield, okay? So this is a good movie. I enjoyed it. The other film I did enjoy. And what I was saying earlier for my buddy there on Twitter, it was a Mike Messier subscriber, and I know he watches most of my videos here, and I appreciate it, but I'd hate for you to be missing out on the theatrical experience. You know what I mean? Like, look, we got to live once in a while. So you take a couple of fucking shots in your arm, you put a mask on your head, you go out and you take on the goddamn world. Now, obviously, someone's going to say, well, I have fucking medical issues and I have to stay quarantined until this thing is over. Okay, I get it. Fine. I'm not arguing with people individually. People watch my videos and they seem to think that I'm talking directly to them, which I guess is the point. If I seem like such a personable fellow that you can all relate to, but I'm not putting my finger up anyone's asshole and saying you have to go out and see a goddamn movie if you don't want to. I'm not trying to force my will on the society of which I'm living in. I'm just making a gentle nudge in the direction of breathing some fresh fucking air, going out in the goddamn big scary world. And once again, if you're vaccinated, or look, if you're not, what the fuck? I can't control these people. These people want to do their own goddamn thing. But I'd hate for people to just be staying at fucking home, or putting on a beekeeper's outfit, a fear of touching a fucking utensil. I mean, you go to a goddamn restaurant. This is always freaks me out. I hate fucking using a spoon that a bunch of other weirdos used. Oft, I will ask for a fucking plastic spoon. You know that I got that trick from the goddamn movies. Monsters Ball, fucking what's his dick? The fucking Billy Bob Thornton, 2001. I later discovered, believe it or not, a person I know in my real life had an illicit affair with Billy Bob, a female. She claims to have had sex with him numerous times. And she was telling us, the people that were listening to this god awful story, that Billy Bob is like a real fucking germ freak. Like he loves animals, but he's a germ freak and blah 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 blah. So that's all I'll say about that. I don't want to be a Hollywood gossip monger. But any fucking way, I did pick up from Billy Bob in the movie Monsters Ball, which I believe won Halle Berry an Oscar, when he orders the goddamn fucking ice cream with a plastic spoon. And you're like, what's with this fuck? Well, if you think about it, you're going to these goddamn god awful diners. You don't know how they're washing their utensils. It makes sense to fucking use plastic spoons. Here's a little hint. When I go to Panera Bread, I oft and get a plastic fork and spoon. Because I've noticed, as much as I like Panera Bread, sometimes there's a lot of spots and stains on their fucking utensils. So I don't trust the system either. That being goddamn said, my buddy there, who's all nervous and nilly about going out into the big bad world of movie theaters, I mean, they spray these fucking things down, but I'm not licking the fucking seats. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going into the movie theater like, oh, give me that fucking situation, give me that disease, let me lick the fucking aisles. God, my fucking hair is so fucking long now. I mean, I'm, what the fuck? Just fucking put me in a hair versus hair match. Just give me the payoff, Vince. Give me the payoff, Junior, for the hair versus hair. I'll take on Jeff Jarrett in the hair versus hair fucking match. Well, I guess Bailey fucking bailed, so to speak. I don't know if he's still around. I mean, the eye in the sky is telling me that absolutely nobody's watching this fucking double Mike's movie reaction review. But I tried to do a fucking thing earlier, a what's in the bag. It did not cooperate. Once again, the audio, because I've got two goddamn computers and I've got earbuds that work in one but don't work in the other. It's a big long song and a fucking dance. And I try to make things happen. I try to be spontaneous, and sometimes the world just doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm doing the best that I choose to do. But to my buddy there, I had to get off that Twitter thread because it was getting really left of center. I was trying to express that because of this pal and the Kevin Castle and Johnny, I went to go support the fucking Junior Mac. I went to see the SummerSlam in the movie theater, and now suddenly the movie theater is not good enough for my buddy. So I don't know what the fuck to say, man. I'm trying to live my goddamn life. If you have health concerns, I can understand that. Everyone's got their own situation. Everyone has to do what's best for them, etc. You know what I mean? But I'm just not, for me, folks, I'm not going to live afraid of this goddamn thing. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to respect it, but it's going to respect me a little bit too. You know what I mean? I've got my goddamn life to live. I can't be held up in a cage. I didn't fucking transport my life halfway across the world to live in fear of some goddamn thing. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, and I'll put the goddamn needle in my arm. And for all the folks that are afraid, like, oh my god, if you got this fucking vaccine, it's gonna kill you. Well, then I'll be dead, and then I won't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But if not, I'll be going to the goddamn movies and doing my fucking thing, and that's how I live my fucking life. I'm not gonna be afraid to go see a goddamn movie or to go to the grocery store or to give a friendly fist bump. Now the handshaking I can do without. I don't need to fucking shake everyone's hand. I mean, the other day some fuck was delivering something and he wanted to give me a fucking fist, like a high five. I'm like, what the fuck is this? 1986, you weirdo. So any fucking way, I enjoy the movies. Reminiscence. on a sliding scale, I give it a B plus. And this fucking Night House, I kind of give an A. There you have it. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Thanks for all these wonderful subscribers. 977, closing up on 1,000. So if you have friends, lovers, countrymen, enemies, strangers, copy and share the link. Tell them what a fun time we have here. The interactive fun. Look, hey, bud. I mean, come on. How much fun is that? Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel.